Hello guys, and welcome to Sims Effects. And if you haven't heard about that before, it's because it's a cross between Mass Effect and The Sims 3. As you can see, I have a couple of Asari, and some of you might even probably, perhaps, maybe recognize that sort of grumpy looking blue person. She usually is not that grumpy, so probably because her dog peed in the house or something. It's of course Liara, and she is married to my shepherd. These two are their daughters. It's Nita, and I have to check Risa. It's been a while since I made this house and had shepherd marry Liara, so excuse me if I don't remember their names. And yeah, I logged in and found that half the sinks in this house was broken. So I've been ordering shepherd around and also cursing the maid for not wanting to go mop the floors. But oh well, let her be lazy. So, for those of you who know anything about Mass Effect and the DLC that came with the latest installments, the uh, Citadel, you may know and recognize this apartment. It's actually a house in this game, but that's only because it's impossible to make such a big apartment in The Sims 3, so I had to convert the apartment to a house, and it's a big one. But we're not going to focus on the areas that looks like a house. We're going to have a little peek at her apartment from the DLC and see if we can find some similarities between the two games. So this is of course the area, sorry, the entrance area, and unfortunately you are not able to see the second floor from this angle, and so it looks like there's no roof or ceiling, but of course that's just Sims 3 being a bit challenged. If we go up one level, you can see there are, of course, a two-story apartment, and with the living room, you can also watch it from the balcony up here. And since I just went up to the balcony, we might as well take a little peek. And I think I'm gonna be turning off, turn off, turn on, I mean, turn on the lights. Uh, it's a bit hard to read in Norwegian and talk in English, so sorry about that. Well, as you can see, there we have the area that Liara loves the most, I think. She had a very nice moment with Shepard where she played the piano, and yeah, that was kind of cute. Here we have the fireplace. I wasn't able to find a fireplace that was big enough, so I had to put down a couple on both sides and then move sheet on to be able to build some, well, fireplace-ish in on the second level. So that's as close as I get to the original, but I'm kind of happy with it. Unfortunately, the lights in Sims 3 will cast very different shades on the furniture, so that's a problem. But other than that, um, it's Sims 3. It's not an architecture, uh, an architectural gem. So let's go into the bar area, shall we? Here we have, of course, the TV and the couch where all of Shepard's guests sooner or later sat down and had a chat with Shepard. And we have the bar itself. I tried my best to copy, and of course it's not doable. You can't copy everything. You just have to find some items that will work in Sims 3. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results. Here you can enter into the living room from this area too. And yeah, Shepard's got a cat. Yeah. And I like this area. It's pretty much how you find it in Mass Effect. Of course, I changed up the colors a bit because yeah, from one game to another, it might not look uh, the same or as good. So I sort of not really spiced it up, but I gave it a bit more contrast and color than I first and than when I first made this. So I first made a copy as closely as I could to the original, and then I went on to change up the colors a bit to my Sims liking. Here we have the kitchen, as you have already seen. I'm pretty happy with it. It's a nice resemblance to the original. And before this video is done, I'm gonna have been saying original 1,000 times, so I'm sorry about that. The biggest difference between this and Mass Effect is that I put down a window on this wall because you know my Sims they enjoy having windows. Yeah, I know, silly, silly Sims. And then so this area became the dining room instead of just the area where Jack dances on the table. So let's just leave the kitchen for a bit. Here we have the glass stairwell, and unfortunately you can't see the second floor, so you can't see the glass flooring, but there they are. It's see-through, of course, so you feel sort of lightheaded, airy when you walk up to your bedroom. Here we have the hallway to the study and to Jack and Miranda's favorite spots in the whole apartment. Here is where they love to hate each other. And here we have yet a couple of fireplaces. I went a little crazy there, but yeah. And we have a broken laptop. That's probably Liara's, if I am remembering it correctly. And we have a power-up station for Edie. But you haven't seen Edie because Edie's not here. She's moved in with Jeff, or Joker, as most of you probably know him by. And here we have the other hallway into the guest bedroom. It's pretty simple, but I love the colors. I love that rusty orange. I find myself using that a lot in modern, and and I just have to say I caved in and bought Sims 4, so the controllers for the two games are pretty similar, but I'm I'm feeling like it's a bit I'm a bit clumsy with Sims 3 again. So yeah, it's amazing how fast you get used to another game. Yeah, I know. I'm a deserter. I know. Here we have the workout area for Jack and James, and of course Shepard if you ever took the challenge to beat James. I did. I just had to. So yeah, the closet area is a bit hard to get to because of the uh, the way I put this one down. But um, yeah, who needs a closet anyway? Yeah. So then we have the stairs, of course, the same kind of well, almost the same as on the other side with the wait, what was that? We have a visitor. It's garden gnome. Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to show you there's a glass wall here, and pretty much like in Mass Effect. So let's go upstairs if we can. I just put in a doorway here the um, to the patio, but that's for the Sims 3. It's not, it's not Mass Effect, so we'll not be thinking about that. And again, I'm having a bit of trouble showing you this area, and that's too bad because it's yeah, there you can there you can see it. That chandelier, Sims 4 they did something great. They made us able to change the size of just about any object to to make them bigger, not smaller, but at least bigger. So I could have a big chandelier from the ceiling up here and all the way. So there are some good things about Sims 4 that I would love to have in Sims 3. And so if you could marry those two games, you'd have a pretty wonderful game in my eyes. So yeah, here we have the same problem. I have a lower ceiling above this area, and it won't show up when I'm panning the camera around, but it is built like the original with the ceiling a bit higher. Yeah, that's one of the things that's not that it's important to me, but it won't show up in games, so sometimes I wonder why I bother. And here we have the other guest room. It's the room where Tally woke up feeling pretty bad from the night before. She had gotten a bit much to drink, and also I think she got a tattoo or ME3, for those of you who know what I'm talking about. If you don't, doesn't matter. Okay, let's move on. We have a pool area at this side of the house and some wall sculptures. Well, they're supposed to look like a sculpture, but they're of course paintings. And I have to say, if the modding community in The Sims wasn't as great as it is, I would have a much more boring game. I'm so happy they exist. There are so many uh, incredible people making such a good experience for the rest of us with paintings and items and even mods that will change the game. And one of those are the Enras. It's a mod I have for being so that I can have two female having children together because I have Asari and they can have children with whatever gender or species. So I I had to find a mod that would do that, and you can Google pretty much anything you want in Sims, at least Sims 3, and it will turn up with some mod or another for exactly what you are looking for. So I will leave the uh, the link for that mod in the description. I cannot link all the mods I have for all the items because that would pretty much be impossible for me to to get updated correctly. So yeah, if you play The Sims, you probably already know where to find the mods. So I won't even mention some of them because there are so many and very so many of the sites you can go to have thousands and thousands of them, and pretty much everyone who have been playing The Sims knows where to get them. And if you don't, it's just a quick Google search and you will have thousands of new items pretty much in, well, minutes. Here we have Shepard's master bedroom. Again, I had to, of course, put down some windows because that was just a plain wall. I suspect it was supposed to look like that wall was, uh, well, adjacent to another apartment or something. And again, I see some leakage. It's actually pretty bad. The whole bathroom is flooded. I have a feeling that it's more than one item that's been leaking, the shower and probably the sinks, but it's been repaired, I believe, looks like. So it's just the maid being lazy. Yeah, maybe Shepard should just fire her and get another maid. Look, it's kind of cool, the mirrors in this game. You get to see. I use them a lot when I take screenshots because you can see both sides of a room at once. Of course, if you've ever tried to put mirrors on both walls, you'll notice that it's a game and not reality because you can't see anything. any reflections if you have them on opposite walls. But oh well, who needs so many mirrors anyway? And there we have the bathtub, or well, it's not really a bathtub, but I wouldn't call it a pool either. But in the original, it is sort of a mini pool. So I tried to make it look sort of like what you find in the Citadel DLC. But again, I had to put down some windows. And I'm not sure why I'm even mentioning it anymore. Because, you know, windows in every room. Here we have also the bed for their little one. I'm thinking maybe I should age her up because it's very, very well, it's a job to have those toddlers running around. Here we have, for some reason, a chess table with only one chair, but maybe one of them prefers to play the game alone. I don't know. And we have a walk-in closet. It's well, it's not the typical American one where you walk in and there are, well, at least not the ones I've seen, because it's a room with closets in. So that's a mix between the Norwegian type of closets and the big luxurious walk-in closets. So yeah. Okay, I think we've seen most of the apartment now. I just wanted a little bit of time with Liara because she looks uh, she looks so good her um, with the modded skin and her well, it's not hair, but it's a hair replacement to have her to have the head tentacles. It's also a mod, and if I remember, I will be putting down a link in the description. If so, if you would like to make an Asari, you could do the same. The only thing I really did was to make her face and, well, her traits, but the skin and hair I cannot take credit for, and of course I will not. So the only person in this house that I've made, no, that's not even true. I have made her look a bit like one of my two favorite shepherds. That sounded weird, saying shepherd in plural. Well, um, but of course she's got a modded hair here, and she's got the just the same, just about the same in my Mass Effect game. One of them. I have one redhead and I have one blonde. So yeah, and I won't mention all the other dark-haired I've made. I can't get enough of that game. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you from her apartment. We can have a quick look outside because the view is pretty nice. And as you can see, Bridgeport doesn't look quite like its old self because I've demolished everything, and I mean everything in the old Bridgeport and made it futuristic. Uh, well, the way the Sims think of the future, at least. So there's gonna be lots of uh, houses with green roofs. Yeah, if you see, there's already some, but they are just replacements for when I'm done building everything. I have been building a lot of houses with, inspiration from the future expansion, but and excuse me for just calling it the future into the future expansion. I'm not quite sure if that's the name in English. My game is in Norwegian, so even though it makes sense that it would be called Into the Future, I'm not sure it's the original, or I mean official name in English. So that's just because when I get them in Norwegian, I'm not bothered with looking up what it's called in English. So as you can see, there's been some changes, and probably gonna be a bit more because, oh wow, look at the sun. I can't remember seeing it that big in the sky. Is that, well, it's probably always been that way. It's just me not remembering. Looking down here, you can see one of my creations. Oh, it's actually, it's Samara's house. So we'll have a closer look at that in uh, another video, another time. So for now, I will just uh, say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed at least some of it in and all my ramblings. And welcome to my channel another time. Thanks for watching, as I said. Bye bye.